Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Let me get Monica in here. Going live from my car. Let's see. Good morning, Michelle, or afternoon, I guess. And Monica. Gonna get Monica on here, and we're just gonna talk. Let's see. How are you, Michelle? Hey, Monica.
Hey, darling, how are you?
Doing awesome, and you?
Not bad, not bad. It's been a crazy day actually on my side. Um, I just did a Instagram because unfortunately I found out about something that passed. Um, what it was, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out, but I kind of just put a thing on Instagram explaining to people to reach out to people that they love, people that they might think that they're good and really they're not. The whole anxiety, depression, um, I think it's been really hitting people this year. Crazy amount of people, a lot of people, lives lost that I know of this year. So it's been kind of it's been a crazy year, I think, on many different escalations. But yeah, so I just kind of did an Instagram about awareness that regardless if it's Christmas, regardless if it's the new year, I think we all need to remember out of our media box the reality
Yes.
of things outside of it. You know what I mean?
I was just thinking about
So,
that yesterday, actually.
yeah.
Yeah. Get so wrapped up on online that we forget what's going on around us a lot of times. I know I fall into that
Yeah.
occasionally.
Ugh,
Um, I have
I'm
to
just
check that out.
yeah, it was something simple that I did, but I just felt like it had to be said because it's been crazy. It's been very crazy. But yeah, I think people just get it's like when people say, you know what, I'm waiting for the 2018 and 2018 I'm gonna do this and 2018 this and I'm like, no, now.
Right.
Stop saying 2018. That like drives me nuts. Like respect to
Yeah.
everybody that does it, don't get me wrong. But get that mentality out. Start now. Stop waiting, you know? And it's the same thing about everybody waits till Christmas to get together with family. Everybody
Hmm.
thinks that's the time that we have to all unite. No, it's every single day of the year for the rest of your life.
Totally agree.
So I kind of was on a trip today that I was like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna straight up be as honest as I can in that aspect. Hopefully, everybody understands that Christmas is it's a great season, don't get me wrong. I like the whole snow and putting up the tree and understanding whether it's religion or not, um, views or, respecting one another, but we need to be aware of those things about Christmas. Who are we about? Like, what do we want to show to our, if you have kids or not? You have kids, I don't, but what is the example we're giving them? Is family important? Is it meaning sitting around the table and eating with them, not just letting them eat on the couch? Sit at a table and really cherish those moments because one day you're not going to be there,
Yeah.
and nor
One
your
thing,
kids,
yeah, to
you
feed off
know?
that, one thing that um, in that Emotional Intelligence 2.0 book I've been reading, um,
Yeah.
it talks about things like when you're at the dinner table, turn off the TV, put down the cell phone, and
Yeah.
actually communicate with those around you. Start conversation. I think electronics have
Yes.
kind of taken us away, not kind of, really taken us away from that.
It's
Totally.
true.
Hmm.
No, it's very true. I remember my parents, there was a set time you had to sit at the table. And God forbid, we didn't even have cell phones really. Not even my parents. But I know that if I would have brought up a cell phone to the dinner table, my dad probably would have put it in the garbage.
Hmm.
Because my parents cherished that time that they had with us. They taught us that, you know? And it came to a point that it would be weird if, I mean, it was so weird to have dinner somewhere else, unless the whole family's together, maybe seeing a movie. But like when you would go rent a movie and actually put it in the VCR, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Not like how it is now. Don't get me wrong. I am linked with social media and all that kind of stuff. I like it. But you see things happen in the world and you're like, where are we go like what's going on with everybody? You know?
Hmm.
And especially around this time. So I mean, sorry for starting so late, but it was just on my mind. And I think people need to understand that. It's Christmas is beautiful. Snow is great. Trees are awesome. But there are people that don't even have a tree out.
That's true.
And there's people sleeping on I live in a third world country for God's sakes. Like it's poverty. You know? So,
Do you want to tell everybody where
maybe
you do live for those who don't know you?
sure. I live in South America, Uruguay, which is at the bottom of Brazil on the right side of Argentina. Um, like we've said before, for me, I mean, I can't speak for places I haven't been to, so I'm going to speak on for Canada because I've lived there all my life,
Hmm.
and here in Uruguay that I've been here for 6 years. Um, I can't compare poverty with where I came from because here's poverty for me. So when people say, "Oh, well, today and for 2018 and for Christmas and for New Year's," no, you guys, what are you guys waiting for? There are people suffering out there. It's not your fault, but you as a human being, where's your need to get out there? You guys need to be, oh, I don't care how you do it, but people are suffering. And so it's one thing to post on your Facebook and be like, oh, I'm doing a million trips. And you know what? I'm going to help the poverty and, take a picture or video camera poverty. To me, it's a lack of,
Hmm. How do
you
you
know?
how do you feel about doing good deeds and filming it and putting it out there on social media? And I mean, you've heard
I'm
of
not
the
okay with it.
do the good
I'm
deeds, but
not.
don't tell anybody, right? So I get the point that people are doing it
Yes,
to try to bring awareness to helping others, but at the same
which is
time,
fine.
it yeah, at the same time, it's kind of like you really get rewarded when you do good things and don't tell anybody. You know,
Oh, of
I
course.
think we
You
need to
feel
do
it
a lot more
more.
of that. Yeah, absolutely.
You feel it more. Why
Hmm.
are we putting it on social media? Hey, I did this yesterday and blah blah. You know what? It's good to write about it. You want to voice your opinion or whatever. But do you really think those people want to be on camera?
No,
I don't think so. Let's be honest.
I don't either.
I mean, I really don't think so. So it bothers me, those type of things when it comes to social media. It's not right. Maybe I've came from a different upbringing, but that's not okay. You want to do something good in your life and you want to feel good about it, do it without telling anybody. Because you know
Yeah,
what? Karma, I believe in it.
absolutely.
So,
Well, and I think you're by
yeah.
gaining recognition, by giving yourself recognition to the masses for a good deed you did. I think that takes away. Actually, I was going to say like God's reward for you, but really that doesn't make any sense either. Because
No, it
if you're
depends
doing
on
if
how
you're
you
doing
look
good
at it.
things, you're going to get rewarded for it. Good
Of
things are going to come
course.
back to you. But you know,
No, I totally agree with that. Because, like I said, you see, I mean, I do know that people post things and maybe they don't notice. I don't know if they don't notice what they're doing or they post it for recognition from everyone else so that they do something well themselves. I don't know. But let's be honest. Put yourself in their shoes. Do you think they want to see somebody that's doing well and coming in and videotaping them? And these people don't have a roof over their heads.
Right.
I don't think so.
That's actually one of
So,
my goals in life. Is part of the reason, part of my why, I guess, or part of my purpose, I feel, is one of my goals to getting wealthy. Or let me rephrase that. One of the reasons I want to gain wealth is so I can help those who are unable to help themselves. And I say unable lightly because I think everybody's able to help themselves to a point. But I want to
yeah,
build shelters for the homeless all over the world. You know, it's one of my
that's
goals in
awesome.
life. And I think we all need to do more when it comes to helping
Way
other
more.
people and
Mm-hmm.
genuinely helping other people, not just doing it for business recognition, personal
Yeah,
recognition, and all the wrong reasons. Do it for the right reasons, or you know.
do it for the right reasons.
Hmm.
Because you know what? You have to live with it for the rest of your life. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I know everybody, whether they're in, business or, I mean, imagine if that was your family. You know what I
That's right.
mean? They
Yeah,
don't have
totally.
a roof.
Hmm.
They're trying to get help. Um, Regardless the situation, and people are video cameraing them and saying, "Hey, look what I did. Good for you." You know what? But in the same moment, have a heart for those people that are, you know what I mean? There's a reason why they're there, you know?
That's right.
So it bothers me how people don't think about that. It bothers me because I see poverty. They don't have places like you see in first world countries that people can just show up and ask for food. It doesn't exist.
Right.
So, these people can get help. But the people that I see here, most likely there is a place, and I don't know of it because I've never looked into it. I'm just saying, poverty, you guys, it's not a great thing. And if you really have a heart, try to get into your community and see how you can help. Stop waiting for other people to post things to make you feel bad. Just go do it.
That's
Out of
right.
the goodness of your heart, of your humanity if you have any. Please. But there's nothing that drives me more nuts than people saying, "Oh, do this and I'm going to do this and blah blah blah." And you're like, "Great, that's awesome." And you publicize it and you're all about the whole this is what I did and great. You know what? Feel it for yourself because you know
Hmm.
what? You did it for a reason. You did it because something in your heart said, "You know what? This is important. I have to do this."
Yeah. So part of my transformation as a person from who I was to who I'm becoming, who I am now and becoming,
Yeah.
was I wanted to find. I was not. I loved. I, I had a big. I've always had a big heart, but I didn't know
Mhm.
how to express love. I didn't know how to express my emotions really, and
Right.
one of the things that I've been working on lately is to be more of a compassionate human being. And I even went vegan just to try out, because compassion isn't just with other humans, right? It's with animals and life
Right.
around you, and it kind of feeds your gratitude a little bit. But when I'm not vegan right now, and I'm going to go back to that, but um, when I was vegan, it totally changed me a little bit. In a way I didn't think it would. Like my compassion
Yeah.
level rise considerably. And I
Hmm.
think if we do things out of love and compassion, I think that's the key. Our
It
intent
is
is everything, right? So when we're talking about, I mean, it doesn't matter what other people think. It really doesn't.
because
It matters how you makes you feel inside. So if you're not doing that out of love and
okay.
compassion, and you're doing it because of ego, you're not really feeding
Yeah.
yourself what you're really
Yeah.
looking for.
Of
Let's give
course.
let's give some shout outs real quick to some of our
Sure,
viewers.
go ahead.
So we had Michelle Prescott stop in. Hey, Michelle. Jeff Emerson.
Hey,
Mary High Billick.
hey,
Sean Martin stopped
welcome.
in. Haley Ray Brown. What's up, Haley? Ryan Perez is in
Welcome.
the house. Fabian
Yeah.
Gonzalez. Chelsea
Hey,
Reese
baby.
Matthews is watching. Rachel Johnson. Peter Comby. Sarah Isabella. What's up, Sarah? Terry Osinger. Went to high school with Terry. How's it
Morning.
going, Terry? And Kendra
Hey,
Dietrich. Hey,
Terry.
Kendra. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful
Merry Christmas.
holidays. I know for me,
My-
I'm actually out in my car right now. I just let the kids. I have the kids over Christmas for 5 days, and they wanted to
Oh,
open their presents, and they've been bugging me for 2 days. I'm like, all
nice.
right, we'll wake up in the morning and open your presents, and so we did that, and they're in there playing now. But if I was trying to do this live inside, I don't think you'd be able to hear me. So I came
Yeah.
out in the car, but it's been great.
Okay.
For all of you that don't know, I have 5
So
kids.
yeah, I
So what's up? Go
just
ahead.
5. No, I was just saying, like, sorry for my venting.
No, it's
It was
good.
just something that
What
was on my mind today,
what inspired that? I'm kind of
and
curious.
yeah, no, because I think it's just driving me nuts. Like, I just been seeing, I mean, I do my own lives, and it's all good. I'm all about appreciating the artist. I'm all about, unity within the community. It's my thing. But I love the idea of the unity that I'm trying to build with everybody. But if we don't reach out to one another, we don't create that great communion of love. So, how would I explain it? Today I lost a good friend,
Sorry to hear that.
and it made me think, you know, oh, so I think we all need to really evaluate who we are as people. Because again, let's say this whole month, I've been evaluating, like, I usually get into everybody's lives. I do my best because I've been going crazy, getting this new network, network, I guess, show, and doing my lives, trying to now go on Instagram, which I started last night early. I'm trying to juggle everything, and I say, what am I missing? You know, I've been making such great friends like yourself. I've been making, good connections all over the world. But what am I missing? Why am I empty? You know? So I started thinking about this today and I was like, you know what? I could go over things about Christmas and we could chuckle and laugh about it. But at the same time, I think people are so blindsided. They put this wall and they're like, oh, Christmas and gifts, and you know what? For the new year, I'm gonna make this much money, and they're showing their cash. And I went into, I forget whose live, and I'm not even gonna say the name because it would be so rude. I went into their live, and I get that everybody wants to make money. I get everybody wants to be the best at what they do. That is a great goal. Don't get me wrong. So do I. Who doesn't want to make good money and feel comfortable and be able to support their family? Everybody wants that. But when you start flaunting your stuff and you start flaunting your cash and you start flaunting, like, what's the best thing about Christmas? Well, it's making money. You lost me.
Yeah.
You lost me to the tip. And it's not because I don't respect you. It's not because, you know, um, it may be something important to you and you're able to help your family, and that's what makes you want to show all these bills in everybody's face. And it's not even about jealousy, because I could care less. But my objective with this is that people need to wake up, and they need to remember that there's your social media life and then there's your reality.
Right.
Okay?
Keep
And
talking.
your
Give me 1
social
second.
media may be,
So.
go ahead. Like I said, it really depends on who you are as a person.
I'll be in a minute. Okay. Just handle it.
So I think
Handle it.
everybody needs to wake up. I think everybody needs to realize that 2018 is a number. That's it.
Yeah,
It
time
doesn't
is.
mean anything.
Hmm.
It means that anybody who's waiting for 2018 is not reacting now. Period. And you guys need to remember that. You want something? Go get it. Why are you waiting? You want your business to be great? Well, start acting now because you know what? Maybe if you start acting now, it's not going to be as difficult in the path that you're following later on. And when it comes to being loyal, or not loyal, being thankful and wanting to give, and you know what? What are you waiting for? You're so worried about making millions of dollars. How about donating at least $1? I don't know. We do still have UNICEF. There's a bunch of places, you guys. What are we waiting for? You know? So I guess it was a topic that really fired me up today because, like I said, I've been going on some lives and I've just been seeing some content that's been really upsetting. Upsetting, really. And I've reached out to certain people um, that I felt that understood, and we totally did. And it made me feel good because I was like, maybe I'm just having a bad day, or maybe it's my time of the month, or you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's just me freaking out. But you guys, come on. Like, you want to get on social media, you want to be yourself, that's okay. And it's okay to be vulnerable too. It's not all
It is.
about showing what you have, how much money you make, because honestly, I could care less. And I think a lot of people could
Hmm.
care less. Because
When
I
I.
bet you money that other people are suffering and you don't see it yourself. Because
Mhm.
you're so wrapped up in your world that you lose somebody the next day.
Yeah. What we take
So,
for granted, we ultimately end up losing.
oh, totally.
Mhm.
Totally.
Hey, Brenda.
Totally.
I want to welcome Christian Malbec, um, Terrell Davis, and
Hey, Christian.
Mohamed. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us. Um,
Welcome.
we're
Sorry I'm
just,
venting, you guys.
yeah. Monica's venting. A
I'm
wonderful vent.
venting with Christmas Eve. I know. Today I was like, Monica, don't say it. Just, chill out, have fun. And it's not even about that. I just think people, we get so riled up in our world. We do. And I'm not even speaking because of this loss. It's just in general. Like I've noticed it just since I've been doing my lives the past 4 weeks, which you know of. I've connected with great people and I've connected with people that are too high on themselves and some people that are doing well and don't show it, but they're genuinely great people. There's so many aspects of different types of people. And even if I were to tell you know what, I have this company and I'm proud of it, it just stops there. Because I want them to get to know me, not just my company and how much I make.
Right. Yeah.
Because how are you gonna go ahead?
When I see
Go
those
ahead.
posts and cash everywhere, and that's great. And the hustle, that's awesome. But that's not what like I'm seeking when I'm reaching out or looking for inspiration or motivation. Um, I'm
Yeah.
looking at who they are as a person. I'm looking at really what their true intent is. If their intent is solely about money, first of all, I very rarely trust those people, because,
Hmm.
man, I view it as and look, I'm not judging anybody, but like I view it as, that if money's their number one, if money's all they care about, they will use
Their
people.
priority.
They will step on people. They will, lie. You typically the liars and and it doesn't do it for
Hmm.
me. What does it for me is, literally seeing people trying to help other people, inspire other people to, with real intentions.
Hmm.
You know.
Of course. Like, for example, my show is all about creating that unity within any types of artists, right? But I'm using a whatever computer. I'm using two different phones. One's practically broken, the other one's great. That's my reality. I have to be in my home. I don't have an office. That's my reality. I don't need to have a desk or something to throw out there so you guys all think I'm the best and have the best and this pretty smile is no, because then I'm lying to myself as a person.
Yeah.
I don't need to bring up content to all every Friday so that you guys are happy. I bring that content because I'm passionate that I'm helping that artist be recognized. It's not for me. So people get lost in whatever lives they do. Everybody's saying the same thing. You know what? Did you say, I don't know, in a content talk about people that are, not able to even find a job or that don't even have a roof?
I love what
Are you
Rob.
helping somebody in your community?
Right. I love what Robin Williams was about. When he
Oh
would
yeah.
cast homeless people in the movies just to give them a chance. Um, and that I think
Yes.
more people should be like that. Just a second. What's up? Tell him to stop, please. I'll be in a minute. Sorry.
Baby
I have my
excuse.
daughter babysitting, and she has to update me on everything.
Oh,
Um,
that's good. Control.
I want to
Yeah,
say,
Philip, totally. And
yeah, I was going to say, let's read a couple
I agree with
comments.
that for
What's
sure.
up, Ivan? Welcome. So we have Philip says authenticity, integrity, and relentlessness is all you need. Eliminate all fakes and haters. Focus on goals and nothing else. Rest is waste. And to that point, um, I have a I have my social media exactly the way I want it. I don't
Mhm.
necessarily unfriend and block people just because they have a negative post, or what I do though is I
Yeah.
unfollow it. Why? Because I don't want to see that stuff in my I don't want I don't want a
Okay.
feed full of garbage. So literally when I go down my timeline on Facebook, for instance, I would say 99% of the posts are positive. And if I do see a
That's
negative
good.
one, it's just somebody being real and
Yeah.
not trying to spew
Yeah.
hate. So like I made it a point to do that because and I don't watch TV. I try to keep the negative out of my mind. Like I don't want to see it. Um, but sometimes we can't help that. But like what's in my control is to remove all negativity out of my life. And because I'm very susceptible to it. I'm still human. I'm not perfect. The more
Hmm.
negativity I'm around, the more it overwhelms me, and I become negative, and I don't want that. And
Right.
so I'm very careful with what I allow myself to read or see. And social media, I've seen posts about people. I'm going to delete my Facebook because everybody's negative. I'm going to do this or do that. But you have control of that. Like you can remove those people. You can
Yeah.
add people that inspire you or that are positive or on the same path as you. I mean, you're in control of that ultimately.
That's true.
But
I mean, like, I'm gonna add to that, like, my issue is that, like I was telling you the other day, because me as a woman, I get people that, mostly men, that are like, hey, Monica, and asking kind of absurd things. When it comes to that, I do block them because I don't feel
sure.
that it is appropriate. I still wish them the best before I block them, though. I
Yeah.
do. I'm like, pictures, no, but you have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, black.
Yeah.
Because I can't, I've been getting a lot of that lately. Or I have people that add me and then they say, so what do you do? And I have to tell them, you know what? Look at my profile because I deal with so many messages a day, Nick, that it's
I
it's
believe it.
crazy. So I always put, I mean, like you said, you can kind of control who your friends are. I've actually I've built, let's say, an empire of artists.
Hmm.
So a lot that I'm super excited that everyone's going to be soon going to be seeing on my new platform with the Hustle Zone TV. Um, but it's true. You kind of have to build that foundation of positivity, good
Yeah.
energy, happiness. When
Let
you
me
don't see that, Go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I
No,
interrupted
no.
you.
Go ahead.
Brenda just said, I agree, but sometimes being a true friend listens and persuades the negative into positive energy. It doesn't always work, but I always try. And I agree, Brenda.
It's okay.
When I say I
Yeah.
remove negativity from, like, I mean, we're talking the extremes. Like,
Yeah. Very extreme.
I'm totally willing to, help spin the negative to a positive
Oh.
with people, especially if you're my friend. Absolutely. I don't abandon my friends ever.
Oh no, no, no.
Um,
I think the thing is that Facebook, when we're in the light, when we're in the media, let's say it that way. We're not celebrities, but let's just say it that way. We get people that sometimes are very, I mean, I haven't got them yet, so that's a good thing. But my point is, you will get negative people that want to bring you down.
mhm.
Now, if a person comes to you and they're sad and they need your push and they're depressed or whatever, we're not saying, eliminate them and delete them because it's bad energy. No, because then we don't have hearts.
Right. Well,
Where's the humanity in that?
I was once that negative guy, you know.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean,
Get
sure.
out of here.
But like, if it
Yeah,
wasn't for people that were positive around me, I would have not been able to become a positive person.
right.
I've had my ups and downs in life, but I've told
Like
my story a
everyone.
few times. But a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, when the separation, I lost everything. I went from having my own house, cars, everything.
Right.
Raising my kids, everything I needed, right? And 2 years ago, I lost it
And
all.
then,
I lost my job.
right.
I lost my house. I lost my kids. I'm not going to say I lost my ex because that was obviously needed, but everything just boom gone. Moved in with my boss. I had it was a nice house. So I had the basement, so that was okay. But since then, I've always been living with somebody. It's been a shift for me. I was always used to being on my own, providing
Right.
everything on my own, and the past couple of years, I've had roommates, which is okay, but like it's humbled me, um, and
You're built
it's
to
allowed me to
again.
see through a different set of eyes, and it going to the
Right.
depths of depression and even early on suicidal thoughts.
Yes.
I was able to discover. So I'm grateful for it all, and but if it wasn't for those people in my life, I would have never been able to. Heck, I'd probably not even be here today, truthfully.
Or find yourself in general.
Right.
Everybody, I'm just going to throw before we keep going. Can you please share this? Because I think this would really benefit a lot of people out there that maybe need that push and to know that it's okay. So, like, either help them because they're in a bad situation or because, people like us that are furious about things that we notice around Christmas. Regardless, it's good that we try to reach out as much, whether it's your groups, whether it's your friends. It's not a type of spam thing, but it's more of, let's talk about things that actually matter, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I totally agree, Nick. I'm like fuming. I think my shirt's redder than what it should be.
Well,
Oh my God.
I don't know
All
how long
right.
we've been talking, but we've been getting to know each other for a
A
little bit now,
while. Yeah,
and
a while.
I've gotten to know you pretty well, and you are absolutely genuine, authentic, and
Thank
who you
you.
are on camera is exactly who you are off of camera. And I
Hmm.
say that because I know, and
Yeah.
it's been really awesome since you've came into my life. You're a really great friend, and I love what you're doing. Your show is
Yeah.
rocking it, and it's only going to continue to get better. But people
Thank you.
gravitate towards that, the real, authentic, genuine. Your views on your show, your the amount of the big artists that and you are very well connected, and you know a lot of people, and there's a
I
reason for
try.
that. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know, you're just
I'm
very
glad that you
receptive.
guys notice this. For me, like when I get a hold of somebody, I'm like, oh my God. Like there was, for example, I'm just gonna throw this out there. There was an artist. that I sent the message. And anybody knows, I don't send you texts. For me, I'd rather speak to you and you feel it in my voice,
Yeah.
how passionate that I've started this whole thing. And it's only been 4 weeks. And I only do it once a week. So this artist, I messaged him, I think it was, I don't know, 1 o'clock. They messaged me at 2, and we're talking about a graffiti artist, one of the best graffiti artists known. And he was just like, you know what? I don't care if it's on Facebook. I don't care if it's like a production show. He's like, your vision about wanting to help and to unify the artists, he says, is the most important payback you can get for yourself. And for me, he said, himself. Because he said, he's like, I might be doing so well. He's like, but there are artists that struggle. And sometimes they give up,
Yeah.
because they don't have that push. And a lot of artists rather build themselves up instead of, seeing other artists and saying, hey, let me talk to this guy, maybe he can hook you up with something, And it's not, I don't think it's about being selfish. It's a matter of everybody's just trying to get up there, you know? So sometimes people, I think, don't even notice they're, you know what I mean?
Hmm. Well, and
So,
I think people miss the, don't know how, I guess, but like, you don't come up by stepping on people. You come up by helping people, you know? And
yeah,
especially on social media, the more you interact with others, the more you help others, that all comes back to you.
yeah.
And
Oh,
that's
totally.
something I noticed you're excellent at. Your
Thank you.
engagement with others, you know, you're on point.
I try.
So, yeah.
I love it because
I don't know where I was
yeah.
going with that, but let's give some more shout outs. We have Daniel Joseph. What's up, Savage Grind? Merry Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
He says, "What's up, gangstas?"
Yeah.
Brenda Phillips. I'll read that comment in a second, but we have Valentino Fernandez. Cole Dockery. What's up, Cole? That's my boy from Denver. Ivan. What's good, Ivan? I'm actually doing some work with Ivan. He does run social
Oh,
media
nice.
accounts, does some marketing as well as build websites.
Nice.
So if anybody out there is looking for any of that work, get a hold of me or Ivan. We have Katie Brown,
Hey, Mike.
Equidiva Guerrero. What's up, Equidiva? That's my
Yeah,
friend
no,
Michelle's mom. Chavez
we
is in the
got
house.
Mike Chavez in the house. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. Like we said, please try to share this because look at this as more of a self-awareness and for yourself as a person and to maybe wake up your mindset on certain different aspects in your reality. I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense. So,
You just triggered a
um,
thought with me on that.
what can I
I,
say?
you just triggered a thought. I used to
Tell me.
wake up. Well, I still do sometimes, thinking too much of myself. So in the mornings, and I need to get better at doing it every morning, but I try to wake up.
Mhm.
When I wake up now, I do a meditation. And when I'm meditating, or I do a prayer first and then meditate, my prayer is, show me what I can do for others, or help me to see what I'm supposed to
That's
see
powerful.
for others, instead of give me this, this, and this today, and then meditate to try to, you know what I'm saying? But like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to change my focus into being aware of what I can do for others, rather than being aware of what's going to be good for me. Does that make sense? And it's made a shift even more in my life since I started doing that.
Right.
Just the awareness within and
Uh-huh.
without.
Oh, totally. And that's great. Like, I think some people, even in prayer, and I'm just going to bring up religion for 2 seconds because
Hmm.
I support anybody for whatever they think, and that's genuinely what I think. Um, but sometimes I've heard people pray and they're like, "Oh, help me to get this and that," and that's not what it's all about either. You know what? It's good to ask for help me to make good decisions in my life. Help me to, like um, genuine things, you know? And I think some people, like I said, we need to wake up. Our mentality needs to wake up because that's how you become stronger as a person. Because if you live in a, if you're a person who's lived in always like in a good atmosphere and you've never actually stepped outside the box, you're never gonna be ready for the reality of your life.
Hmm.
Get
I
it?
agree.
So
Yeah.
if you're used to having everything or given to you, or and mind you, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's some people out there that are not like that. And of course there is. I'm not saying no. So please don't hate on me. But my point is that people just need to be more open in the way that they see things. I can give you content every day about billions of content, like billions of different ideas, and you know me. If me, we like I was telling you the other day, let's just talk, because that's when you start talking about how you feel about things. That's where your heart opens up, So I can give you billions of ideas, uh, whether it's I don't know, content just to make you guys happy. It's very easy for me. But when it comes from the heart and you're passionate about something and you see people taking advantage of things, that's where you lost the respect of mine because I am nobody and I know a lot of people get mad at me for saying this, but I am nobody to judge anybody else. I am nobody. I'm not bigger than anyone else. I'm a person that came from, we like to say, Calgary Northeast, which technically was like the poor side of where I lived. But my parents they lived well, but they never put us in a house that was so much bigger than everyone else. They never gave us, like, they gave us what they could. And they made us learn, you know what? What you are given, be proud of what you've given because you earned it. I remember when I was 18, my dad was like, get out of the house. Every 7 o'clock in the morning, he'd wake me up. He's like, go find a job. Because my parents taught me, look, you have to be independent. You have to take care of yourself. Don't ever, it comes to relationships. Don't ever depend on anyone else because you know what happens whether you get married or you have somebody, what happens if something happens to that person? You need to take care of you always.
Hmm.
You know, some women forget that and men as well. It's both sides.
I like
But
that
you need
saying.
to
I like that saying.
go.
Fill your cup first, but then start filling everybody else's. Like without,
Yeah.
how does that go? Actually,
You have to love yourself first.
yeah, totally.
Period.
But you get my you
If
get
you
my
don't love yourself, you can't take care of yourself. Why are you popping kids? Like, there's just so many things. Oh my goodness,
Well, if
it
you don't
is
love yourself,
crazy.
you can't love anybody else for sure. What's up, Carl?
Yeah.
What's up, Chris Wick? How's it going, guys?
Hey,
Merry
you guys.
Christmas. I want to read a couple
Thanks for
comments,
coming.
especially Brenda's.
Yeah. Especially Brenda. Yeah, there was one up there I saw.
Where is it? Brenda said, yes, I'm dealing with dramatic changes myself, but looking to 2018 with positive energy.
Good.
I believe in you. Daniel Joseph
Good.
says, depression is a mofo. Let's help each other. Absolutely. And, that's
Mm-hmm.
huge.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Brenda and Daniel. What's up, Chavez? Brenda says, yes,
And even
let others realize you're real and genuine and they respect you and rely on you for support on various levels, really, personally and professionally. Totally agree. Um, Daniel says, let's all vision ourselves as savages conquering our goals with self-confidence and gratitude for
yeah,
ourselves and others around us. Totally. If we don't lift ourselves up, we can never lift anybody else up, period.
exactly.
But I think the key to lifting ourselves up is lifting others up along the way as well. I mean, there's all different kinds.
Yes,
There's many levels, right? So we're all at a
many
level.
level.
There's always a
But you have to
level.
pick one.
Right.
You have
We
to
always
pick
want to
one, you
level
guys.
up, but as we level up, I want to bring everybody around me up as well. I don't think necessarily you have to be at the top before you can help anybody. Shit, you can walk in a safe.
No.
You can walk in a Safeway. Um, I'll share one of my stories. I was in Rapid City.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of a humbling story a bit as well. But I was going to check out, and there was this lady clerk, and I'm observant, always am
Yeah.
around me. So I was kind of eavesdropping on the conversation she was having with a customer in front of her, and she was like, I really don't like this job. I'm tired of it, and just, but you could tell she wasn't saying it to be like a bitch. She was genuinely just kind of venting to a customer because the customer engaged with her. And so I got up
Mm-hmm.
there and I made sure to smile. I had a smile on my face, and I just started talking with her. And in a positive
Right.
way, I had positive energy and I wanted that to flow into her. And I was just very kind, and showed her support, and I shared my experience with customer service, and
Mm-hmm.
the reasons I love it, right? The reasons I love, being in a, I've been in retail. My parents were in retail growing up. I've been in retail all my life, in sales
Mm-hmm.
and corporate world, but upper management with retail stores. And that was my favorite part was dealing with customers, always was. And so I shared a bit of my story. A week later, I go back into Safeway, and I went to check out. Well, it was a Thursday. I thought my paycheck had cleared. This was about 2 months after my separation, when I first started kind of coming out of
Right.
my super depression and trying to make a change, right? And
Mm-hmm.
my card didn't go through, and I said, "It's okay. I'll just be back in the morning." She goes, "No, I'm going to pay for this." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't let you do that." She
Yeah.
went to the manager, said, "I'm going to go to the office, get my purse," came back and paid for that. So like that, pay it
Wow.
forward, that was an example that opened my eyes. Like it teared me up,
Really.
honestly. Like what I guess I had done for her a week before, she wanted to return that favor a week later because I made an impact on her. I didn't know it at the time until she made an impact. She returned and made an impact on me. I went obviously the next day and made it right with her, but that it opened my eyes, and then it really it catapulted me up another level to make it a bigger point to, no matter where I'm at, you can influence people, no matter whether it's a smile, whether it's kind words, make an impact. And not
Make
that
an
not that
effort.
I expect something to come back to me, but it does, and
Oh
it,
yeah, of
it
course it
absolutely
does.
does. And so you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be famous to make an impact. As a matter, you don't even have to be. You could be just coming out of depression, just coming out of the worst
Right.
time in your life, and be able to impact somebody.
Oh
So
yeah, of course.
you know,
There's one from Brent there. Um, no, I totally agree. I totally agree. And you know what? That's another thing now that you bring up retail. That's another big issue that I notice in Christmas that you want to go buy gifts, let's say, right? And you're just so riled up because whether the price is much more than before, or maybe you have to wait in a long line. And then when you get to the person that's actually going through with your stuff as they're, what do you call it, the cashier? Um,
mhm.
and you have a fit because you've been waiting for so long. A fit. Those people are working. They're doing 8-hour shifts. They're dealing with a billion of people that have the same issue of waiting in that line. So you guys need to be, or try, you don't have to, but if you have a heart, you have to think this person, as much as maybe they're giving attitude because they're up to here with everybody who's doesn't have to work that day or is not rushing to buy their gifts last minute, or in general, cleaning up everybody. People are very messy in Christmas as well, throwing stuff around because they know that it's going to get picked up. That's
Yeah.
that's us. We need to be much more, use our brains and say, why is this store so dirty? Well, because a million people came in. They just, you know what, these people work here, I don't work here, it doesn't matter, throw the stuff away. And then they're waiting in a line, and then they yell at the person that's the cashier because why is it taking so long? And you guys, like, relax. What's more important, getting this gift or getting to one place to the other? Because you can get into a car crash the next second.
Well, that's
and you
the
spent your
okay.
last
You brought up a
moments
great point.
having a fit,
Hmm.
you know?
So I'm
So
gonna
just,
say this. I'm gonna say this, Monica. So I was in Denver. I was leaving. I was using maps, right? And I was actually talking on the phone with one of my friends, Katie, and the maps told me to exit. So I exited, went around the ramp, and all it did was looped me in a circle and put me back on the interstate. I asked Kate, I'm like, why the hell would maps do that? What the? And she goes, because the universe was avoiding you were the universe was detouring you from a wreck. You know, what I mean, it's the
yeah,
way we think. You know, and
it's a good way of thinking
when
of
you're
it, yeah.
waiting somewhere, be observant. Look around you. Maybe there's a reason you're supposed to wait. There's always a reason for everything. So instead of that
Always.
rat race mentality of got to have it now, 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 let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Be present,
Hmm.
observant, and find what you know. There's probably a reason why you're waiting. There's probably a reason why maps took you a different way. You know, there's
Oh, I agree. I
let's read some
totally
of these
agree.
comments real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, so Philip says, "Get uncomfortable, then you will create levels you never knew." Absolutely. He says, "Good
Sure.
talk, thank you." Brenda says, "Yes, I'm dealing with." We already read that. What am I doing? Um,
Keep going.
I scrolled
Keep
up too
going. Keep
far.
scrolling.
What's up, Carl? Thanks for joining.
It's all,
Chris Wick, I think I
that was
already said
awesome.
that too. Um, Brenda goes, because at the end of the day, we're all human and we fall. The goal is learning to get through ups and downs with the positive lessons learned. Absolutely. Carl says,
Of course.
examine yourself before judging others. Well, I believe we're mirror images. So if I'm sitting there judging somebody else, it's likely something that's within myself
Hmm.
or something I
And
haven't
when
dealt
we
with.
talk about things, and just to add on to that, we're talking about in general.
Hmm.
So I'm talking on the fact that I see certain things that just heat me up. And I don't like to say who, because that's not the point. If one person's doing it, many others are. And that's the problem.
Yep.
That's basically what I'm trying to revolve my feedback from. But go ahead.
Danny, welcome, Danny. Danny says, all begins with reading leadership. Agreed. The first leadership book I read was 360-Degree Leader by John C. Maxwell. It really opened my eyes.
Mm.
And then, I've read a bunch since, but that was the one that really um,
I
was a
agree
big
too.
impact on me.
Welcome.
Carl says he's moving to Colombia. Take me with you, Carl.
For real. Oh,
Matt
geez.
Flores, welcome, Matt. He says, I become much more awakened this year. A beautiful journey. And, that's the key too, is, realizing it's a
Hmm.
journey. We don't have a destination to go
Okay.
to. You know,
Hmm.
that was something
Of course.
I never understood for most of my life. I was always reaching for a destination. I would get a lot of times I'd get there, and then what? Then what? You reached it. Now what? You know. Mike says, true. If you can't afford a baby, don't have a baby. Michael Jackson. Matt Flores says it's doable and
Mm-hmm.
worth it. I encourage everyone to search within and outward as well. Absolutely. Danny goes,
Mm-hmm.
do what you love. Agreed. T Free in the house. What's up, T Free? Got
Hey.
LT in the house. Lawrence Thompson. What's up, Lawrence? Mike Bose says, awesome, Nick. Thanks, Mike. Welcome. Uh, Brenda goes, Nick, I do agree with you, but there is another important part I want to mention. Sometimes those around us don't want to level up, and we should never feel guilty for wanting to improve our lives, even if they don't. I do not disagree. I 100% agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Some people are okay with. Honestly, I used to sell DirecTV inside Walmart and Menards and Sam's Club, and I had became some friends with a few of the managers at Walmart, and been there 25 years. They're just happy as hell. Wouldn't want it any other way. They love Walmart, love what they do, passionate about what they do. I respect that. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
respect that. I
Yeah.
don't think I personally don't want to work an hourly job, but if somebody else is content and happy doing it, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Being happy
Oh, yeah. Of
is what everybody's searching
course.
for. And the key is, I think that the key is to be happy first, and not putting your happiness on any circumstance, people, place, or thing.
No, like
Um,
I say, happiness first, right?
yeah,
Of
it's the
course.
key, key.
That's the key. If you can have internal happiness and feel that and wake up smiling and be able to go out every single day with that smile and being glad of what type, whether it's work, whether it's your family, internal happiness is the key, you guys. Because if you
Mhm.
don't have internal happiness, you're never going to have happiness in general.
Even if you acquire what you have, you're not going to be happy. You're going to want more. You're going to want something
Of
different.
course.
It starts and ends within. You
You
have an
can
inner
have many
being.
things.
We're spiritual beings first. Um,
Yeah.
Material objects, truly, in the grand, can you take them with you anywhere? Is a material object really something that impacts other people? It doesn't, does it?
It doesn't impact me.
It's all about who you are, um,
And I'm
not
not
what
going
you
to be
have.
fake. It's nice to get things.
Absolutely,
Who doesn't like getting things?
I
But you know what?
I have a
You can give
yacht. I have
me
a yacht on
everything
my
that I
vision
need.
board. I mean, but
Yeah,
we have
that's true.
Akuchi's in the house. What's up, Akuchi? It's my brother.
Hey,
Brenda
honey.
goes, "Thank you, Carl. It's just I've dealt with it and had to push through it." Carl says, "You speak truth, Brenda." I absolutely agree. Brenda goes, "Respect
Mm-hmm.
others. Look to the positive, not the negative. Always." What's up, Indri Laska from Vegas? Nicole DeBoard. What's up, Nicole? Sheila Lawrence. Hey, Sheila.
Welcome, everyone.
Pat McGuire's here. Jose goes, "You know the ting?" I know the ting. Akuchi wants to
Welcome,
know what
everyone.
this
Thank you
live
so
is
much.
about. Honestly, me and Monica were just talking, and we decided to go live together and just chop it up. We
Yeah.
really didn't have a specific topic. She kind of led us into one due to
She kind of started
what
fuming,
was on her
and
mind.
yeah, forgive me again. I had to.
Passive
It is okay.
is what it
Passive
is.
aggressive. Yeah,
Pat
no,
said,
like I
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna tell
Go
everybody,
ahead, Mon.
please share this as much as you can. Like I said, this is all about awareness and take it as you can. I just think sometimes people need to be put out there about things that we see or they do, and maybe they're not conscious because they don't have that mindset that we do. Um, I grew up with a family my parents were like, let's say middle
I don't
class,
know if you're
okay?
breaking up or if it's my end.
No clue, because I've been good over here. Um, but my parents were those type of people that they would make good money. And I remember, I mean, maybe hopefully one day I can get my parents on here, but I remember they would give money like, for example, in Uruguay, it is illegal not
I
to vote.
can you? I can't hear you, Monica. You're breaking up. Is it Monica, guys, or is it me? I can't tell. You're actually frozen on my end.
Oh, okay, weird. Oh, weird,
I
you're
can
not
vaguely
even.
hear you. Try talking now.
Does everyone? Okay. So,
There you
the
go.
thing is, what I was
I
trying
can
to
hear you.
say is that my parents, regardless how much money they made, they always helped people in their country. So, for example, there was in Uruguay, it's mandatory to vote. Okay? If you don't vote, you get fined for that. All right? So it's good because people
Wow.
learn and they have to make a decision, which I think is great. It should be like that in every country, period. So that nobody starts crying about what happened, you know? Um, and I remember a town in Uruguay, what happens, they couldn't get to the destination that they had to vote because it was so far out of the city. They rented two buses, my parents, imagine. They rented two or three buses from this town just to get to the voting poll. so that they didn't get fined.
Wow.
Sometimes you guys need to think of those things. Here, I mean, I remember even once, like my parents, they're very giving. Mind you, they gave us what they could when they could. And I remember I'd be like, my goodness, like we could buy a pool, we could do this and we could do that. And my dad's like, no, there was a family that we ran into when we went to Uruguay. This child needed what do you call it? I can't speak English. He couldn't walk, so he needed what's
Wheelchair?
it called? A wheelchair. Yes. Horrible. Okay. And so my parents bought a brand new wheelchair. And for them, that meant so much more than giving their kids everything that 50 million different Barbies. Give me a break, you guys. You know, we have to live in the reality that we live in. We need to
Yep.
help each other out. What are we doing? It's good to make a lot of money. It's great to live comfortably. I think you know, it just drives me nuts. It drives me nuts when I see people having to be like, oh, look what I did. Hey, mind you, be happy, be proud of yourself. That's okay. But
But
what feels better, that you see that child with the wheelchair or you posting it so a billion people like your post? Think about it, you know?
I really wish I could hear you. You're breaking up. I can't
Mm.
tell. Hopefully that's just my end. You're good now.
Oh no, sorry. Um,
I'm at 5.
I'm hearing you perfectly. It's weird.
Maybe it's
Sorry. But if you guys, can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure. Okay, good.
okay.
Akushi says he hears me fine.
Okay, then it's me.
And Chad said this girl is hot. And Chad said this girl is hot. Okay, so point is, um, you guys know how I feel. And again, if you guys want to comment on anything, and if you think I'm going way overboard, please tell me. I think that we need to open up our mindsets a little bit. We need to be much more humble. I know people try in different ways, and maybe we don't see that, and that's okay. Um, but we need to be honest to our reality. I might be on a Skype once a week, but you guys don't know how I live. You don't know the stress that I go under, but I do it. I have to go forward. But if I feel sorry for myself, it doesn't help me. So if I can help other people, that makes me happy. You guys need to find that loop, that that like you say, write a goals chart. You guys need to, you know, be more open to being happy and how you can find that inner happiness. You know? So if that means writing like I remember, who was it? Ah, Jesus Ortiz. I remember I went on to one of his lives and he was like, oh, I want to give my mom a present and blah, blah, blah. And we were doing live and we were just, playing around. And I said, give her a letter. And he was just like, well, don't you think that's like crazy? You know? Like, it's, for him, it was like nothing. But then when he thought about it, he's like, you know what? That's a good idea. Because I told him, when a person reads those words that they wrote out, it's much more meaningful than getting an email. That's
Completely.
something you treasure, you know? So those type of things, you guys, when you get presents, it's not about getting what you saw Oprah buy the other day. It's about really getting to know that person, giving them something that they can hold on to. Show that love. Give them a hug, for God's sakes. A hug is much more meaningful to me than buying me a car. Give me a break. Why are you guys spending so much
Yep.
money? It's great to give your kids
I
everything, but give them the knowledge of respecting people. Give them the knowledge of understanding that it's okay to help other people. It's okay not to just think about yourself. It's okay to want to give. That's good. What more do you want for your kids to have that mind frame? That's awesome. My parents did it with me, and if it meant sitting at the table every single day to eat with your family and discuss whether you were upset when mom and dad were in a bad mood, you know what? We adored that time together. And I remember the things that we would talk about or get upset, and it didn't matter because we did it together. So we need to be much more self-aware, you guys. We need to, whether you have kids or not, um, you guys need to expand that thought,
Be
especially
vulnerable.
around this.
Be raw. Be real.
Yeah,
You know,
why
tell.
not?
I was when. One thing I learned from Bob Proctor was in the morning when I wake up, write down 10 things to be grateful for, and send love
Right.
to 3 people that, first of all, if you have a resentment towards, or they bother you on a daily, or they bother you at all, send love to those people. It's going to be like a dagger a bit, but how
Uh-huh.
powerful is that? That's very powerful. And not only does it help them, but it helps you as well. But write down 10 things you're grateful for or can be grateful for, should be grateful for, and send love to 3 people every day and watch your life change.
Oh yeah, totally. Totally. It I don't know if I'm just in a bad mood now. I'm not in a bad mood. It's just, and I don't want to come off as like I'm like telling everybody to do what they want with their lives. It's just a matter of
Well, people are loving this. They love you.
I hope so. I better not get any hate messages after. But, you know,
I don't see
I
that
don't know.
happening.
I hope not.
Let's let's read some comments real quick.
Yeah.
Akuchi says the spiritual awakening is powerful. Totally, it could be part of it's painful, like when you really have to face everything that you always used to be scared of facing within yourself. Don't just stuff and
Right.
ignore it anymore. Face it, feel it, and move
Mm-hmm.
past it. Because ultimately, it's going to keep coming, rearing its head back up later in life, and you're still going to be dealing with those same issues. You know, if it
Exactly.
means, making an amends to somebody, make that amends. No matter how hard it is to do, or no matter how right you think you are, ultimately, we always have a play in everything we do, right? Always, and being accountable for everything that happens to us or what we do to others, whether they started it or not. If I reacted the wrong way, I have a part in that. I need to own that shit. I don't need to own what they
Oh,
did to
of
me.
course.
And I
100%.
think resentments are an absolute killer to your soul.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of
Forgiveness is
course.
absolutely key to
Mm-hmm.
love and compassion, which is key to manifesting the life that you truly desire, truthfully. Um,
Yeah,
Kuchi says the journey is in the destination. And he's invested a lot in his spiritual and career education. And I vouch for
that's right.
Akuchi, man. That guy's been on fire, and he's genuine, he's
Yes.
real, but he's done his study, he's done his work, and he's young. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but he's got the world ahead of him.
He
He also
does.
says internal
I'm worried
happiness
about
is
him.
our job, not the world. Absolutely. Nicole
Mm-hmm.
says there isn't a destination, like you said. You got there, then what? Life keeps changing. You have to adapt to the change and remain confident that there's more out there for us. Be happy in yourself and live. I think she meant let love guide you through the journey. Totally.
Right.
Bree says, better believe it. We're all on a spiritual journey, and we are the universe. And why reach for the stars, and when we're exactly that star. We're all going to end up in the same place. Agree. And I just step further. We're all connected. We're all
We're all
connected.
connected.
That's why
Mm-hmm.
when you meet somebody and it feels like you've known them for a long time, it's quite amazing.
That's
Um,
totally.
Brenda goes, exactly. For mine, it was a personal attack with family, but it's all good. I love them anyway. It's big. Akuchi says
Mm-hmm.
materialism has trapped us into chasing outside things. Yeah, when we're always chasing outside things, we're never finding inner peace. We're never going to find inner
Exactly.
inner happiness. We won't.
Exactly.
Um, Welcome, Adam Bennett. Adam is a great friend of mine. Andrew Pradilla, what's up, brother? Denise Phillips is watching. Awesome lady. If you don't have Denise on your Facebook, add her. I adore her.
I'm gonna add you.
Let's see, Adam says, Monica, and you are great on mine. That must be for the volume. Sheila Lawrence, what's up, Sheila? Another friend of mine. It won't let me watch. It's freezing. Oh, you'll have to watch the replay. That sucks.
Sure.
Let's see. We have Brandy Murray Hendricks in the house. Welcome, Brandy. Mario Finkbeiner.
Welcome.
What's up, Mario? Akuchi says,
Welcome,
give, and give some more. Never stop giving. Ivan says,
never stop giving.
Superstars are alive.
Who wrote
Krishna
that?
says some people do both. I don't remember what that's to, but Akuchi says it's like in the United States, people are jaded as hell. You know, and I fell into this category. I was raised in the United States. As a matter of fact, I've never left this country. That's changing. That damn sure is changing. But I didn't know how spoiled we are here. You know, we truly are. We take everything the majority of us take everything for granted. We're used to having things given to us. We're used to things being just readily available. And, you know, when you started out talking about third world country, when we started out, you know, I think a lot of people, again, take things for granted.
Very for granted.
And I was one of those.
Me coming from Canada for here, imagine.
Yeah.
It's another world, you guys.
My daughter's coming just a second. What's up?
Yeah, no, I totally get that, because I mean, when I made the change to come down here, and you see those, I mean, I always came down here. When I decided to live here and actually see what poverty was, it really helped me to understand what my parents came from, why they taught me certain things, why were they so strict on me, why did they tell me always be thankful for what I have. Because I know it would have been another world if I grew up here. I know that. So I was used to, like, I mean, my parents gave me what they could. And my goodness, trust me, when they gave me, I don't know, a knockoff of something and it said maybe it was like Nike or something, I was like so happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because to me, it was like, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm bad at interrupting.
No, my goodness, keep going. It's good.
I was one of those kids that got the presents, opened them up, got everything I wanted, and was pissed off because I didn't get the one thing the one other thing that like crazy. I look back to my childhood and I was a brat. Ungrateful brat. But, you know, to touch on gratitude and being thankful, that's one of the keys to the law of attraction, you know.
Oh, yeah. Being
grateful will put you in receiving mode to receive all those things that you want. Where attention goes, energy flows. But what was I going to say? What you appreciate appreciates. That's absolutely true.
Oh no, totally. Okay.
Let's see. Brenda says it's a fine line between being grateful for success or flaunting it with pride. You're exactly right. It's fine to be thankful. Just don't become arrogant. Absolutely. And, you know, even people that are uneducated, even people that don't necessarily know, feel energy. You know, that we put off those energies and it affects those around us. It really does. So whether again, it's self-awareness. If you remember where I was going with that.
Oh,
I'll just stop. Yeah. Carl says, be confident, not arrogant. Totally. Working on my very first vision board, and I'm actually super excited about it, says Brenda.
Good. Right on.
I've got mine. I've got a vision board, but I don't have it quite as complete as I want. But it'll come together.
Yeah, I'm on that too. I'm like halfway, because with my show, it's supposed to be launching in January on the Hustle Zone. I don't know why I say Hustle Work all the time. HustleZone.tv network. There's a lot of things that I know myself to make my production look better, and just more for my artists. I would love to travel. travel and get to actually be there with him or go and share that event with you guys. I mean, I think that's my, like, I've been trying to really narrow it down what I want. And at the same time, like, I've been asking for sponsors because it's one thing to ask sponsors for money and it's one thing to ask for things. For me, it really depends, you know. Um, what was my point?
I rubbed off on you.
I know, seriously, you're horrible. No, I'm just kidding. But no, my point is that there's so much, jeez, horrible. That's the first time it's ever happened.
See, I
Horrible. Don't
rubbed
even.
off on you. It happens to me all the time.
Anyways, um,
Let's welcome in. We got Jenny Kraut, Joshua Berglund. What's up, Josh? Love that guy. Chad
I,
Thompson, Courtney Matson. What's up,
oh,
Courtney? Jason Hallen's in the house. We got Vicky Smith. Eric Gross is watching. Hey, Molly. And Amber Felt. What's up, Amber? Amber's a good friend of mine as well.
God.
Let's
We
see.
have Maria Martinez, which is my
Shan-
auntie. She's actually in Chile right now, so that's nice
awesome.
that she's here.
Shanaz Fader. What's up, Shanaz? Let's see. I want to read a couple of these comments here real quick.
I totally lost my train of thought. That was horrible. I'll figure it out.
Andrew Padilla says, send love. Absolutely. Brenda says, our goal to have what I call dollar days. I want to be a point where I can travel around with a lot of cash and simply walk around and give to those in need, bless them, and make their day brighter. That's amazing.
Yes, figured it out. What I was trying to say is, I lost it. No, I'm just kidding. No, my point that I was trying to make before is that I do things with what I can. I'm not gonna play like everything's perfect on my side. Even being on the Hustle Zone Network, it's gonna launch this January. There's things that I need to improve on as well. But again, I've just started, you know? So sometimes you need to remember, like, there's a lot of people that do these lives that they're struggling too. You know what I mean? And that's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna play like I wake up and my makeup's on. No, everything takes time. Everything, you know, I'm a person too, just like everybody else. We all have struggles, we have positives and negatives, and that's the reality. So sometimes we need to remember, don't put yourself so high on the pedestal. Remember, we are all at the same level. We all started at the same level. And maybe some had it better than others. But you know what? If that person, regardless, if they have as much money or have a company or whatever, they're struggling because they're by themselves at times. So,
Yeah. Not only do we
you
all
guys,
have positive and negative, it's needed.
Mhm.
You have to have the contrast. The contrast allows you, I'm going to steal this from Abraham Hicks. The contrast allows you to know what you don't want so you know what you do want. So if you can appreciate
totally.
struggle, if you can appreciate the bad, if you can appreciate anything that you deem as what you don't want, at least you know what you do want now. Like, I use my marriage, for
Totally.
example. It's everything that I didn't want in a marriage, right? I'll leave it at that. But now I know what I do want. I didn't know how to have a healthy relationship. Well, by going through everything that I could to see what an unhealthy relationship is, now I'm not in one, but now I feel like I have a better idea of what a healthy relationship should look like and be. And with who I'm becoming, I see it's all kind of coming together. But and I've seen all the greats talk about it, never regret your past, because it's built you to who you are. But
Totally.
it isn't just about thinking that or hearing that. It's about feeling that. You got to feel, it's all in the feeling. So you got to feel
That's what I was
grateful
gonna
for your
say.
past. It isn't just
It's a
trying to,
feeling.
you can fake it till you make it, fine. Tell yourself I'm grateful, whatever it is. But you got to feel it. Once you feel it, that's when
Oh yeah, of course.
change happens. That's when
I really all about it. Books are a great way, like you said, marriage. You can say I read this and I did this and blah blah, but you really need to feel the idea of love. You have to be able to say, you know what? Is it okay what I'm doing? Is this what I really want? Am I in a positive atmosphere? Is this what I want to be all my life? Is this what I'm all about? What the examples you have to give to your children. Don't worry if your children are worried if mommy and daddy separated. You worry that they see you happy on both sides. You know what I mean? So sometimes people, when it comes to judgment, when it comes to, just being real, sit with your kids. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you're
I
always
really
proud
wish
of
I could
them.
hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
I must have a bad connection.
Sorry. I hope everybody, because for sure, I mean, I'm seeing everybody saying that they hear me. Um, you have to remember, and I know I'm not a parent, but I grew up with my sister's kids 24/7 around me, and just tell them that you're proud of them. Tell them, always keep them in a loop that they're there. Tell them that you're listening. Tell them that you see them. Some people don't get it when I say that, and I'm going to explain it more. I think it's so important when you sit with somebody, whether they're depressed or whether they just want to be heard, you need to tell them, I see you, I'm here for you, I understand you. Acknowledge that they're important, regardless, that they're important and you hear them, always. It's good also to know how to address people. A lot of people can be very, not so much, we can say negative, but sometimes they say just the wrong things, and maybe they're like, oh, that's just me. Like crazy now. With all these years gone by, this is probably for me like people are very sensitive. You have to be careful with what you say. Some people, you might say, oh, well, I don't agree to this, this, and this, but maybe that person is fighting a whole other world that you have no clue of. You have to be so sensitive to them as well as a person. So I hope that this live makes sense to everybody. I hope you guys understand what our idea was. I mean, I had a bunch of questions actually. Talk about Christmas. But I said, you know what? Let's talk about the real idea behind Christmas. It's to love one another. It's to be there for each other. Nobody is at a different level as the other person. The only difference that can be different is your inner happiness. You can be at a high level, a middle level, or a low. That's up to you. So if this live means anything to you guys as it means to Nick and I, please share it. Please share it to people that you feel that need that awakening. Maybe send it to them privately. But it's just a matter of awareness. And I think that's my goal, is try to give back. I don't want to put it on here what I do to show that, because I don't feel that it's necessary. I feel how would I explain it? I feel the gratitude when I see those people every day. That's good enough for me,
Right.
because I have to live with that for the rest of my life. So, You do something nice, whether it's call your parents. You know what? Maybe you guys disagree on things, or maybe they're annoying, or I don't know. I don't care. But you know what? Be the big person, be the adult. Call somebody you haven't talked to in a million years. You know, see how they're doing. Who cares if they're having a rough time? Maybe them hearing you just uplifts their spirit. You know what I mean? We have to be very self-aware and aware of our reality of where we are, and not get lost in things. Whether you tell me you're on a good path and everything's good and blah blah blah, but just don't lose yourself. Don't lose your heart. Because in the end, that's your reality, you guys. So I hope we didn't mumble too much. I hope that you guys understood this.
Monica,
What do
you were breaking up towards the end, so I didn't hear much of what you were saying, so I'm going to have to go back and watch it. My signal's bad, but I want to tell everybody thanks for coming in. Read a
For
couple
sure.
last
Thank you,
comments
everyone.
here. Nicole said, some of us are soldiers that had a harder journey to be able to help others. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
Brenda says, my parents used to send us to our grandparents every summer. She never had running water or a bathroom. It helped us learn to be grateful for the little things. That's so much in that comment, you know, because we overlook so much.
So much.
So much. You know, I listen to a meditation at night. It's an Abraham Hicks meditation, but she speaks, it's a guided meditation, but she says, things like, I'm grateful for my pillow. I'm grateful for this bed I'm lying in. I'm grateful for it. Like,
Yes.
get you grateful for it. And my God, does it make a shift within you? Like, it's just so peaceful. And it puts me in the right space. Because left up to my own devices, I will overlook all the little things. I will. I just know this about myself. I have to stay disciplined with my meditations and my affirmations. And affirmations, I was watching this video last night. In India, they call them prayer beads, but really they're not prayer beads. What they do is they pick an affirmation and say that affirmation. If you got 80 beads on your wrist, they're saying that affirmation 80 times. You know, and then you can pick another, but it's like, I am happy, right? So you say, I am happy 80 times till you, or whatever, through all those beads. But that's a way of changing our psyche. We can't change our thought process just on our own. We can't. It has to be some practice or some action that we take that makes that shift. But we are an hour and a half, so we'll get off here. But Amber goes, yes, the journey and the process is important. To embrace the good and the bad is all for our well-being. Absolutely. Everything's happening for us, not to us or against us. Everything's happening for us. And if you can adopt that mindset, it makes life a lot easier. Nicole says, you guys are awesome for even doing a live like this. I watch videos that people post about positivity. Thanks for being here, Nicole. I appreciate you.
Yes, totally.
So any last thoughts as we pull up?
Yeah, any questions, you guys? Yeah, that doesn't matter. If anybody has any questions, ask please before we jet.
Reach out to Monica. She's awesome. She does have her own show. She's getting a new platform now. It's about to go bigger. She interviews artists, music artists, painting artists, just all kinds of artists.
Makeup
If you're an artist,
artists,
she's also going to start an open mic
night.
Ahead of myself here, but she's also going to do an open mic show to where I'm assuming she's going to have other guests on as well. Am I right?
That's right. It's going to be fun. Yeah, it's more of out of the artist bubble as well. So I've had really good feedback that a lot of people wants me to pick at their brains and just have a good time like us right now, you know. This is just more of an awareness thing, but it's just all about like connecting with everybody regardless who they are. So like I said, it's been a really nice journey. If you guys want to get a hold of me, my Facebook is, well, my personal, it's Monica Delia Cardozo. I know it's long, but everybody knows me as Monica Black Diamond. If you'd like, I could put the links below or the names or whatever. And on Instagram, it's Monica Black Diamond. So if you guys are interested, you want to put me as a friend, tell me that you saw me on the show so I know exactly where you came from and I can personally thank you myself. And yeah, so exciting. Every Friday I have a show at 11 GMT. 8 CST and 7 MST. If you guys want to come in, give me a shout. Because you know what? It's not, like I said, it's as much as I love to do it passionately, it's more to help those artists. And hopefully, if I could find sponsors so I can even, have a better production and get the things that I need, that's even
Sponsor
better.
her.
So,
Somebody out there, you want to be a part of this. She's got a big thing going. She wants to do a
yeah,
TV
that's
show. She's
awesome.
I see her being a TV show host, and she's gonna create her own
Okay.
TV show. Watch.
I'm on fire, you guys. I'm on fire.
Yes.
So yeah, please share this, you guys. Make it as one of your things on your profiles, and just, put as your title, you know what? Self-awareness, awareness for people within these times in this season. Let's use this video more to, be more open with whether it comes to heart or mindset. So thank you again so much for being a part of this. It means a lot
Yes.
to me.
Thank you, everybody. Remember, love, compassion, help others, be genuine, act with intent. Merry Christmas
Love.
to you all. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, Happy
Stay
New
safe.
Year's. I kind of don't want to get off, but I have to. Please stay. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, you guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. And again, if you guys need anything, hey, Dan, thanks for coming in. Just remember, you guys have both of us. If you need anything or any just positive, vibes, please hit me up. And, I'd love to have a conversation with you. All right. And Nick, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for
You
coming on,
are
Monica.
the bomb.
So are you.
Okay. All right. Bye,
welcome.
guys. Thanks, Christmas,
Bye,
for
everybody.
coming. Bye-bye.